Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Today we are going to make some mussels. Mussels are one of the most diverse type of proteins that you can use. I mean, you can make it a ton of different ways. Today I am going to use some mussels with chorizo. I'm gonna throw in some peppers, onions, and garlic, but I'm gonna show you a couple different ways that you can really like kind of freak this out. So you can use ground pork and throw all these seasonings in there and add a little bit of white vinegar and make your own chorizo sausage. You can just use some ground pork. You can use, I guess, beef too if you want. And you can take one of these peppers out of this chipotle peppers, chop it up, add about 2 tablespoons of the sauce that's inside. It gives it a smoky chorizo type of flavor. The difference with using fresh pork or uncooked, unsmoked pork is that it allows the meat to crumble when you saute it. So if you're eating the mussels, you're getting like bits and chunks of pork in each bite. But if you want to go easy, which I'm going to do today, you just use some chorizo that's already been cooked and smoked. And sometimes I'll take the skin off and I'll chop it really, really thin. And you'll saute that down and it'll still give you that texture of an uncooked pork, but you'll just know it has a more smoked flavor to it. To that, sometimes I'll add some serrano peppers or jalapeno peppers. Sometimes I'll throw in a few dried chilies in there. But I always use onions and garlic as a base. And then when you want to steam the mussels, you can use a white wine, a Chardonnay. Sauv Blanc is always good. You can use some stock. Seafood stock works, chicken stock works. If you don't have any of that, just use water. But if you use water, you gotta steam. You have to season the heck out of the water, because water doesn't come seasoned. So you have to like season it with salt, pepper, or whatever other spices you have. And then once you saute the meat, then you add the onions, and you add the garlic, and then you add the mussels. This is 2 pounds of mussels here. Mussels are $7 a bag. So for $14, you can get 4 pounds of mussels, all your ingredients that go with it, minus the wine and stock. You can have a pretty big bowl of mussels for less than $20, and it serves 6-7 people if you're doing it for a brunch. You can have that broth. And then what I'm gonna do with the broth is I'm gonna take some sourdough bread and I'm gonna cut the sourdough bread up. I'm going to base it with some oil. For this recipe, I'm gonna use some of the Wegmans basing oil. It's a sunflower seed oil that has herbs and spices in it. So I'm gonna take this oil here. Again, you can just use regular olive oil and add herbs to it, or you can just use olive oil itself. You can also use butter. And then I'm gonna just take it over to the grill. Once it's cut up and it's been sliced and oiled, I'm gonna take it over to the grill. I'm gonna sear it on both sides and gonna have this incredible grilled bread with these mussels. I'm gonna have some chorizo, some type of hot peppers. I'll decide what I wanna do in a second in terms of if I'm gonna use the dried chilies, if I wanna use serrano, if I wanna use jalapeno. And then I'm gonna probably, because it's just me, I'm probably going to steam today in the culinary stock, seafood stock, because I don't wanna waste a good bottle of wine on this. And I'll probably have this with a nice Stella. All right, I'll show you the recipe step by step in a sec. Again, homemade chorizo. You can use chorizo. You can make your kind of a quick version using the chipotle peppers and some adobo sauce, or you can just buy it. Either way, it's good. It gives you that meaty seafood flavor. Bon appetit. All right, step-by-step booklet for you to get. Welcome back. All right, so here I have some chorizo. I showed you earlier. I just took the skin off, most of it, chopped it up fine. I'm gonna throw that in this pot once it gets warm. Let that cook for about 2 minutes. Basically, that will release the oil and the seasoning that was already in that smoked chorizo. You kind of want to get that out of the chorizo into the pan, that oil. I'm gonna add some butter there. Then I'll add some garlic, some onions, and some of those serrano peppers. Again, you don't have to use heat. You can just leave it as is. There's some spice in the sausage, so you might not want to add too much. We just like a lot of heat around here. So we're gonna add that. Let that cook for about 2 to 3 more minutes. And then I'm gonna add the mussels. I have those clean, scrubbed, and beards off. The beard is a little kind of like little That's like a beard there. Kind of take those pieces off and get those rinsed off. Take the ones that are open, discard those. And so I have about, 2 pounds of mussels that's been cleaned and letting them drain a little bit. I wish you could smell this. The butter, the oil from the chorizo, the onions, the garlic, peppers. I'm gonna put a little salt on that in a second. Some pepper, some black pepper. Man, this is the beginning of something spectacular. Mussels are in. From the bottom of that pot is amazing chorizo, onion, and garlic mixture. I'm gonna add whatever liquid it is you're gonna choose to use to steam. Again, use water if you want, but I prefer a dry white wine, preferably a Sauv Blanc or a Chardonnay. Chardonnay can be kind of buttery, or some seafood stock. You can even use chicken stock. But you want to get that steaming, put it with the lid, then let us do its magic. Quarter cup of liquid. That's all you need. You don't need more than that. You're just gonna dry them, but don't make a lot of broth if you do that. So just about a quarter cup is fine. Cover these, and I'm gonna start the bread preparation. Okay. I've taken the bread, sliced it, took some of that amazing olive oil that I described earlier. I based it on each side, and I'm just gonna grill it. Some nice grill marks on there. And I'll do the same for the remaining slices. This toasted grilled bread with these mussels over here. Amazing! All right, here is the final product. Look. You have that sausage and that broth that's been in the bottom. Now on top of these incredible mussels, I add a little Parmesan cheese and some parsley. The bread is ready to be dipped into that amazing broth. I think I outdid myself. Yeah, I outdid myself. Enjoy. Go grab me a nice Belgian beer and sit back and kick it. Thanks for listening in. Peace.